Welcome to the Rob and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
His own mother slapped the stork that delivered him.
And Kale Hall.
He doesn't deserve to be in this business. He deserves to have been blackballed.
Rob and Kale Podcast.
And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. I am here in Columbia. My buddy Carolina Jackpot is normally in the upstate, but I don't know where the hell he is right now. He's at a hotel room. Jackpot, what's up?
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing this evening? Another show. Can't believe it's week 5 of the college football season. We are ready to go.
Yeah, man. It's going to be, we're going to go do our picks this evening. Of course, in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. What the leader is Ken Bellinger right now with 30 correct picks out of 44. So that's really good. Everybody is still in it, though. You can have a couple of good weeks and bounce yourself right back into it. So,
like I said, just right about now is when I start heating up. I'm starting heating up right about now. So, ready to go.
Steve Hammonds calls us the 2 and 2 show. Thank you for that, Steve. That's funny. All right. Well, we have a great show planned for you with all of our picks this evening. Let's thank Callaway's out in West Columbia, where this weekend, if you are a person that plays Golden Tee, which that is a very tight-knit community, one of the stops on the Golden Tee Tour, there are like 7 of them throughout the year across the nation. Callaway's is one of them this weekend. The best Golden Tee players on the planet will be at Callaway's this weekend. So you can go by and play with them. The Carolina Clash is what it's called. So go and play in one of the stops on the Golden Tee Tour this weekend at Callaway.
What is the Golden Tee? Does that have something to do with the driving range?
No, it's like video golf, basically. It's like a video game that you play golf with.
It's virtual golf?
Well, yeah, I guess you could call it that. Golden Tee's it's like a video game for golf. Yeah, there you go.
So that thing they have a thing at Dick's Sporting Goods where you can go in there and hit a virtual golf ball. Is it something like that?
No. That would require athletic talent. You don't need athletic talent to play Golden Tee. It's just a ball that you roll and you roll it like that, and the ball goes down the fairway. It sounds silly, but Golden Tee is like a huge community, and the folks at Callaway's love it. It's pretty cool. The first time you play, it's kind of silly, but then you kind of get into it. It's kind of one of those addictive video games. But anyway, we want to thank Callaway's Bar and Grill for sponsoring the show. Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. They sponsor the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. Yeah, Bob, it's an arcade game. Very good. Anyway, we also have DNC Trucking and Transport. That is Dennis Wilson. You can find Dennis on Facebook. He spouts a lot of truth. And Jackpot is going to tell us a story this evening from DNC Trucking and Transport. Jackpot, read away.
Yeah, it sucks to be a Gamecock. We got mouth pumped by an entire 6 fucking points by Kentucky again. Georgia prison rapes us again, like they do everyone, and all we can do is hope that Upstate Jesus and Clemson lose, which they do. Clemson has accomplished more in the last 5 years than we have in our miserable existence. We have an alligator mouth and a tadpole ass. We wish we could have Dabo Swinney as a head coach. We hired a guy who looks like Eddie from the Munsters. You know what a Gamecock tastes like when you fry it? Stale chicken. We are nothing but yard birds. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Fried Gamecock tastes like stale chicken.
It becomes easier and easier to do that every week, What's up, JJ Banks? Says he really likes our live streams. Keep up the good content. Thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy.
I think you make it with me a little bit anyway.
SEC Dog, you can feel free to respond to Dennis Wilson on Facebook. He's there, and he'll be happy to entertain the 16-year-olds that watch the show. Anyway, let's get to our picks. Of course, we have 11 picks this week. Let's go ahead and share the screen here. Let me get this moving. All right, Jackpot. How confident are you in your picks this weekend, Jackpot?
I'm a good 8 out of 10 on the confidence level.
Okay, well, pretty confident Jackpot there. All right, so here are the picks as we roll along here this evening. We'll start with Florida giving up 8 points on the road to play at Kentucky. Jackpot, your team lost to Kentucky, but you got a chance to get a really good look there at the Wildcats. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I just think that Kentucky is not on the caliber of Florida. Hey, I actually picked Kentucky to win this game in the preseason, and I didn't think that Florida would have that much, but they proved me wrong. Dan Mullen's kind of he shut his mouth and stopped being a jackass and just pretty much went out there and coached football. He's made the most of the talent that he has, it seems like, with his team. And Kentucky's a cute little 4-0 run, which is a farce. And I think that it comes to an end on Saturday evening. So give me Florida, lay them 8 points.
When I look at this matchup, I don't really buy Florida. And I know that they played well against Alabama, and I know that they did things against Alabama, and any Florida fan will tell you. We had one Florida guy call the show, said they were gonna beat Georgia, and then they were gonna match up with Alabama in the SEC championship game, and but bless his heart. That's all I can say to him is bless his heart. I think Florida's gonna win, but I'll take Kentucky to cover. So give me Kentucky and the 8 points at home.
Another factor that contributes to that, Jonathan Rivers points out there, Kentucky doesn't have a clue how to hold on to the ball, and that's very true.
That is a very fair statement.
Andre Green says it's only a farce because they beat the Chickens. No, sir, it's also a farce because they beat UT Chattanooga by 5 points. It's also a farce because their only other win was against UL Monroe. Jeez Christ.
Well, no, they beat Mizzou.
Okay. At home.
I wasn't trying to smoke you there, Jackpot, but I mean they did
at home by a touchdown, and then you saw Mizzou go out and lose to one of the worst teams in the ACC.
Now. Moving on. Next matchup is the SEC feature matchup of the weekend. If you listen to some folks, but Alabama at home against Ole Piss. Which way you rolling there, Jackpot?
I'm going with Alabama. Not betting against Alabama until they give me a reason not to. I like Ole Miss. I mean, I think they got a good little story going on there. But Nick Saban's they've been preparing for this game for a long time. He don't like Lane Kiffin. And I just don't know how physical Ole Miss is up front. But I do know that Alabama is. And let's go with what I trust here. I like them to win this game by 21, 24 points at home, going away. I think Ole Miss is another team. It's a farce that, we don't know a whole lot about. Everybody just kind of pigeonholes them up there as something great because they got a good quarterback that can throw for 1 million yards, and they said, they got a good defense. Their defense is better. Well, I mean, that's kind of like being the taller of the two midgets. I mean, their defense is always horrible. So any kind of improvement is great, but still doesn't make you a good defense. Give me Alabama.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: you're not going to go broke in your life if you bet on Alabama. So,
I mean, God damn! What these idiots in this comment section go with Ole Miss? Y'all are gonna get reamed on that one if you choose to bet that. But I mean, whatever.
I'm going with Alabama until they prove me otherwise.
Alabama's gonna buck them.
Yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna be Auburn at LSU. Auburn is a 4-point dog on the road. Auburn's up against the wall right now, Jackpot. They fired their receiver coach. I mean, there's so many things going on with that program right now. Nobody knows who's going to start at quarterback. What a shit show Auburn is. Which way you rolling there, Jackpot?
Yeah, they're having some problems, and it's not just that. I think LSU is just a little bit better, and they are at home this week. Auburn, can't come off that Penn State loss. Came out flat last week against Georgia State. And you know how it's going to be. It's a home game for LSU. So go on ahead and give me LSU to cover. I think they're out for a little bit of a revenge matchup too. They kind of got spanked and embarrassed a little bit last year, and I think they want to rectify that as well.
I thought that before this week I was going to pick Auburn to get the upset, but with everything that's going on there and the fact that it's a night game at LSU, winning there at night is not easy, regardless of whatever team LSU rolls out there. Give me the Tigers from LSU -4.
Chris, over in the comment section, South Carolina was going to cover and win versus Kentucky too, right? Jackpot with a little smart-ass comment. Well, it was a push here on our contest, so we didn't cover, but we did not cover either. So, I don't really know which way to go on that.
Right. South Carolina in our contest has had 2 pushes on the season, East Carolina and Kentucky. So, Vegas has had them right at the as far as the line goes there. So, yeah, I don't even know where to go with how to bet South Carolina this year, to be honest with you. Arkansas plays at UGA. Arkansas is the darling of the SEC. Gamecock fans are sitting around wondering, why can't we do what Arkansas did? Why can't we have what Arkansas has right now? I mean, we were a shithole just like Arkansas was. Arkansas was the worst team in the West, and look at them. They're ranked, and they're going into Georgia, and they have a win over Texas A&M. We've never done that. Why can't we be like Arkansas? That's what Gamecock fans are thinking. But Arkansas goes into Georgia this weekend. Georgia's an 18-point favorite. Which way you rolling, Jackpot?
Tough one here. Arkansas played Georgia kind of tough last year for a half, but they're a little bit banged up at the quarterback position. I know they won last week against Texas A&M. That's wonderful. It's a do-wop, feel-good story. Texas A&M's offense is about non-existent. It's Clemson and South Carolina's right now. So, I mean, I really don't know. I don't know what to make of that. The game at home against Texas, I mean, you could say that was, impressive because of what Texas has done, but I still don't know. But then, so that makes me lean towards Georgia. But then I keep thinking Georgia always lays a fucking turd at least one time a year. They do. I mean, not necessarily they're going to lose. Just they don't play well. Now I'm thinking their quarterback, JT Daniels is getting healthy. They get some of these other players back. But if the game gets tight and in that kind of situation, I wonder, can Kirby Smart do the right thing over there with the play calling, who he puts in there to run the team on offense, and what is he going to do with the quarterbacks? I mean, he's made some weird decisions this year as far as that goes. So this, to me, I don't know which way to go with this. But I look at it this way: Gamecocks lost to Georgia by 27. Should have lost to them by 20. And this is a noon spot. I think Arkansas is a little bit better team than the Gamecocks this year, just a little bit. So I'm going to take Arkansas and the points.
Well, I'm going to go with Georgia because I think that Arkansas hasn't really played a really good defense yet. And I think Georgia's got a great defense. They've got Texas. I mean, they're not exactly good. And who else did they get? Texas A&M. They got the Texas trifecta. They got Texas and then the Wish Store Texas with Texas A&M.
Texas A&M and Rice.
And they beat Rice too. Look at that. All right. Anyway, I think the Georgia defense will be too good, and I think that I think Georgia will cover that. I really do. Now you do have to factor Kirby Smart into this because he may get dumb. Remember, Georgia fans don't want to hear this, but Stetson Bennett has more touchdown passes this season than JT Daniels. Those are facts. I know they hurt feelings, but he'll keep putting that guy in there and won't tell us why. I mean, Daniels may be hurt, and if he's hurt, then okay. But we'll see. We'll see on that. But I'm going to roll with Georgia, as I think that's the safer pick there. I'm not really buying Arkansas. Up next is UConn at Vanderbilt. What a shit show. Jackpot. Who do you like?
In terms of great matchups, this will not qualify.
This is a shithole.
Vanderbilt is fresh off of getting their doo-doo cake pushed in by Georgia to the tune of 62-0, which could have been 100-0. And UConn actually played pretty well last week. They ended up losing to Wyoming, but it was like 34-32. They came really close to pulling a major upset as far as money lines go. Don't know that it was really like going to send shockwaves throughout the college football world or anything. But Vanderbilt is an SEC team. They play SEC caliber competition. I liked the way they played against Stanford. I thought they looked okay there. They gave them a fight. Georgia, just way, way, way too talented. It's just not a good litmus test for them. So give me Vanderbilt in this one. I think they blow them out. UConn is terrible. They really are. I think they put all their eggs in one basket last week in the narrow loss to the Wyoming Cowboys. And, I think Vanderbilt actually gets like a 4-touchdown win here at home on Saturday.
It's hard for me to pick Vanderbilt because I think they're such a shit show, but I think UConn has quit. I mean, their coach said he was retiring at the end of the season, then came back an hour later. Nah, fuck it, I'm retiring now.
Let me just do it. Let me just go in here balls deep and let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. I think he sent an email to show he was quitting. So give me Vanderbilt minus 14. Next up is Tennessee at MIZ. Jackpot.
COU.
Which way you rolling here, buddy?
A Missouri run defense couldn't stop a fat kid from going to the produce section at Kroger. I mean, they were really bad. They gave up 270 rushing yards last week, I think it was, to Boston College. And Tennessee, look, they played pretty well last week for a half against Florida. And there was just too much for them. I think that they're starting to learn the Josh Heupel offense a little bit. And Missouri just Connor Bazelak, that's a nice little quarterback, but they haven't done anything to wow me. And they won this game last year against Missouri, and with the 3-point little short line there, I think that they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit, maybe keep kind of a balanced attack there. And I think not only do they cover this spread, but I think Tennessee wins. So give me the Vols. And then they all run around and act like they just won the fucking Super Bowl over the Jets.
Yeah, they'll be telling us that John Gruden's coming to coach, and I mean, what other shit does Tennessee throw?
John Gruden's coming to coach. They'll start burning down the damn Waffle House or whatever they did when they thought Greg Schiano was coming to coach there. So.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? You know what? I'm rolling with Mizzou because fuck Tennessee. It's an even matchup. Fuck Tennessee.
Okay.
I think it's that even. It's almost a push game for me. But I'm rolling with Mizzou because fuck Tennessee. Michigan at Wisconsin. Michigan is getting 4 on the road.
Smith, by the way, I saw your little comment today about Luke Duddy. Fuck you, with your little comment about Luke Doty. He's garbage. Why is he garbage? Because he scored a touchdown on that awesome Georgia defense. Almost scored 2. Fuck you, motherfuckers. You just wait a damn couple years. We're going to plant a foot right up your fucking ass. Go down there and dig your fucking stupid ass bushes up again, bitch. Fucking can't stand your damn fan base. Fuck y'all. I hope Arkansas sticks a foot up your fucking ass Saturday. I mean that too, with all my fart. I'm serious. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, the next matchup, Michigan.
It says DJ's better than Doty. Really? Really? He's a fucking 5-star. Really? And he's better than Doty? You don't fucking say. You don't say, Einstein.
Yeah, the sad part about Georgia is that
Yes,
they've been getting kicked in the dick so long, and even like Beggin' Megan will call us later on, and if you ask Beggin' Megan, I'm sure he'll tell you that there's just a sense of dread. It seems like every year with Georgia, because what's going to happen? What game are we going to fuck up that we're not supposed to? All world fucking talent, but what game are we going to fuck up? That's a gorilla you have to shake there, Georgia. So good luck with that.
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
it won't be this weekend, but maybe it'll be against, who knows, Mizzou, whoever. We'll see. I mean, no one completely trusts your program. So, all right, Jackpot, let's look at Michigan and Wisconsin. Michigan getting 4 points on the road.
Michigan is a 4-point underdog on the road against Wisconsin.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Michigan didn't exactly wow anybody last week. I mean, I think there's a better football team than Wisconsin. Well, Wisconsin's very turnover prone.
You were a Malusi guy. I thought you liked Ches Malusi, man.
I do like Ches Malusi, but I don't like their quarterback who threw 2 pick sixes last week against Notre Dame. Give me Michigan to cover there. I don't think Wisconsin's real solid this year.
Yeah, I'll roll with Michigan too. I think Michigan might go in there and pick up the win, even though I like Ches Malusi as well. All right, Cincinnati at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 1-point favorite at home. You going with the Bearcats or you going with the Catholics?
Hold that down just a minute.
Oh, well, all right. I didn't know you ran off there. Sorry about that. So Cincinnati looking to they've already picked up. This is like their next big supposed thing on their schedule. I think they played Indiana, and then they have to go through Notre Dame. And if you're a college football playoff picture, and you want, you SEC apologists, you're going to want 2 teams in there. You're going to have to hope that Notre Dame wins this weekend and then loses next weekend. So
yeah,
that's kind of the way that you want it there. If you're going to have if you're going to want to suck SEC dick in the playoffs, like a lot of you do, you're going to have Cincinnati needs to drop a game. So Jackpot, which way you like this game, man?
Well, the thing that bothers me about Cincinnati, not the fact that they're a non-Power 5 team, it's just the fact that they start slow. They start slow in these games. They start slow against Indiana. They start slow against Murray State. So I don't know here, but the thing with Notre Dame is they look like a wet fart against Toledo. They look like a wet fart against Purdue. And you'd think by looking at the final score that they just absolutely obliterated Wisconsin. But Wisconsin threw 2 pick sixes, and Notre Dame returned a kickoff for a touchdown. That's 21 points right there. That was the game. And you say, well, I mean, it all counts on the scoreboard. Yes, it does. But it's not like they went out there and dominated. I went out there and dominated Wisconsin. I think, in fact, Notre Dame only put like 200 and something yards of offense on the field. Man, honestly, I think they had about the same amount of yardage that the Gamecocks did. But look at the difference in the final scores there. It's nuts. And, good, really, really good teams have no problem putting their foot up Notre Dame's ass. And I just think that one thing that does scare me, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, is from Cincinnati. He just came over from Cincinnati this year, so that could be proved to be problematic. And they've been good. They've been good on offense or on defense. I think Cincinnati does just enough Saturday to get this one done. I like them to cover. I like them to win.
Yeah, I'm not buying Notre Dame. They've looked flat in some games. They really have. They like Toledo almost got them, and then the pick sixes last week led to them winning over Wisconsin, like Jackpot said. So I'm gonna take Cincinnati and get the 1 point. The Kale Hall special this week: Old Dominion at UTEP. Ugh, Jackpot. This was the Kale Hall special. Tell us which way you're going to roll here. Are you going with the Monarchs or Texas El Paso?
Okay, this game is in El Paso. It's in the Sun Bowl, where UTEP has a heck of a home field advantage there. I don't know why you said ugh. What's wrong with this, Matt? I mean, this thing it should be on ESPN prime time. At least it should at least be on the Deuce.
I would rather drink this bottle of cleaner right in my hand right now. You see this? I would rather drink this bottle of cleaner than watch this game. The fact that
looks
you're
like it's lemon flavored, so it might be good.
The fact that you're making me pick this game makes me think that you fucking hate me. So give me your pick so I can give you my pick so we can roll on from this.
It makes me read this bullshit every week, so you never know.
You paid for that, so damn it, take your money and take here. Which way you got?
Old Dominion played pretty well last week against Buffalo. They were down like 38-7 and came all the way back. And it was 35-7. It ended up losing like 35-34. So with that being said, I think they may have shot their wad a little bit last week. And I like the Miners, especially at home. They can be kind of tough. And I mean, this team, they may like a bowl game this year for maybe like the first time since bowls were invented. So give me UTEP to cover.
I'm going with Jackpot there because fuck this game. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Troy and South Carolina is the next matchup on the list here. The Gamecocks are giving up 9 points to the Trojans. Lines dropped to 7 points, Jackpot. So apparently a lot of people are putting money there on Troy. Which way you rolling with this game there?
Fuck Troy. Apparently it's dropped to 6.5 now because that's what I'm watching this ESPN rundown thing, and they show all these lines of it. Anyway, I'm going with the Gamecocks. I think that we kind of get some things going this week, and I think they win this thing by about 2 touchdowns. Troy, quarterback Rodriguez, Rich Rod's their offensive coordinator, and they got Terry Bowden for a head coach. So they got some continuity there. No, my bad. I'm sorry. Woo. Crazy.
Okay.
That's UL Monroe. That's the team that they lost to last week. Troy did. That's not exactly a good loss there. Not a good look for Troy. I thought they were a little better than that. So, Gamecocks. I think this line's too short. I think we win kind of with ease.
Fuck Troy.
Yeah. When I see this, Troy lost to Louisiana Monroe. This isn't the same Troy team that went into LSU and won a while back.
It's not the same one that almost won at Clemson that got fucked over by the referees either.
Jackpot, why you got to be so mean, Jackpot? I mean, come on.
Not being mean. I'm just stating facts. I'm just spouting facts. Spouting facts as you do.
Yeah. Okay.
Really happened.
Well, anyway. I'm taking the Gamecocks to cover the 9 points. So there you go with that.
Jackpot as an asshole.
Yes, jackpot. We know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna take the Gamecocks to cover, and if they don't, then I get to laugh because Troy got within the 9 points there. The comrade, by the way, he swears up and down the Gamecocks are perfect against the spread and blah 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 blah. He was messaging me about that the other day, but I don't know. I'm not buying. Troy.
I'm looking up here at this odds on Caesar Sportsbook thing on ESPN. It's showing Cincinnati has a 42% chance versus a 58% chance for Notre Dame FPI chance to win. Well, if you won't remember, last week the Gamecocks had like a 60% chance to win against Kentucky, according to that thing. That ain't worth a shit. 2 hoots or a country holler, obviously. So I don't go by that thing anymore.
Yeah, FPI is one of those weird. It's like a computer generated thing. I don't know.
It's about like Comrade's computers. It's okay. So the computer spit out the final score of Gamecocks 29, Troy 14.
Yeah, well, sometimes those computer models are okay. The Comrade's computer is a piece of shit, though. I mean, it really is. That thing's always booting up and just. Yeah, I think he still has an AOL address. Anyway.
Hey.
My bad. I forgot someone else on this show has an AOL address.
And I still got the same cell phone number that I got in 2001.
Yeah, well.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All right. Well, anyway, so Jackpot and I both are taking the Gamecocks to cover the 9. The final thing here is Boston College at Clemson. Boston College is getting 15 points on the road at Clemson. Jackpot, this is a weird game. Clemson scored 14 points in regulation against NC State, but they're giving up 15 to Boston College. What the fuck?
Yeah, Boston College is another one of those teams. It's not. I mean, they're not good, but they're game managers, and they're just wet fart enough to keep this thing low scoring and an ugly game. Give me Boston College to cover. I think Clemson wins. I think they'll win by about 14 points, but give me Boston College to just barely cover that number.
Boston College has a mammoth offensive line. They've got super seniors across the board. They're going to run the ball and make the game nice and dirty and ugly. Clemson doesn't have their 2 starting defensive tackles. I'm not like some folks that bitch about injuries. I'm just saying that Clemson's probably going to have some issues stopping the run a little bit. Boston College will keep it close. Clemson will probably win late. But it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Boston College went in and won that fucking game. Would not surprise me at all. I mean, it's the Clemson offense is a shithole. I mean, shithole of shitholes of shitholes. I'm trying to find, it's just, I'm there.
Whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Did you hear what Paul Feinbaum said about him today?
Well, Paul Feinbaum is he's what Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He just runs around.
Clemson's not part of the cool kids anymore.
Yeah, well, what the hell would Paul Feinbaum know about being a cool kid?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Yes, son. We do have to go to school tomorrow and see Miss Green. Very good. As my son gives me his pep talk before he goes to bed. Yeah, it's anything Paul Feinbaum says, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. This is the same guy that Gamecock fans love, but he wrote column after column talking about how South Carolina was going to take down the SEC when they entered the league and how they weren't worth a shit and everything else.
How are we going to take it down? Hell yeah, we tried to that year. Where do you go? Where did Rob go? What's going on here?
Yeah, I closed the wrong tab. My bad.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty silly. Anyway, so yeah, there you go with that. I don't buy into anything with with Paul Feinbaum. But yeah, so there you go with that. All right, Jackpot, you want to take some calls?
Always just I don't know. He seems to always I don't know, just take advantage of the opportunity to just jump on the low hanging fruit, so to speak.
No, well, here's the thing. His show is from Alabama. He leans towards Alabama every chance
Alabama.
that he railed against Florida when they had Tim Tebow until they were until they were trying to win the national titles. Then he's like, "Oh fuck, we have to go with Florida now," even though he ran their mouths about it forever. So Paul Feinbaum's just a fucking douche. That's just he's good for no one but Alabama and Auburn, huh? Yeah,
right about that.
He's just serious. You can find stuff on that he said about the majority of the SEC. Any team that you want that's not in the SEC, he's probably said something stupid about, but he doesn't run his mouth about Alabama and Auburn. He at one point I think he defended fucking Cam Newton getting the money.
He run his mouth about Troy.
I don't know. Probably he's not good for college football. Caden says he's got an SEC bias, and that's fine. You can have a bias towards a conference. That's fine. But the way that he literally like cuts backflips to suck Nick Saban's penis is just special. Special. That's basically what it is. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. John's got a good point. After Clemson hammered them in the CFP, he was talking about Nick Saban stuff was over. I remember that too. He that's the one time he did say something bad about Alabama. You're right about that.
You're right about that.
Yeah, you're right about that. All right. Well, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. You want to join us here on the show this evening as we'll take some calls here for a bit before we get out of here. Jackpot is he's rolling with the Gamecocks and Boston College to cover this weekend. So do you honestly, Jackpot, if you take your glasses off there for a minute and you just had to go from a football perspective, do you think the Clemson offense is going to break out of the funk at any point this season?
Yeah, I think so. When Ukulele starts playing better, starts hitting, so they can't run the ball. They're not going to be. I don't think they're not going to be able to run the ball this year worth of shit. But I still think I like the Ukulele. You know, you still got Justin Ross on the team. You know, you got a couple of good tight ends there. I think they will break out, and we'll see some downfield movement with the passing game at some point. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. It may be, but I just can't bet on it because they just haven't shown me anything yet.
That's a good point. All right, caller, welcome to the show. Good evening.
Hey, I just wanted to say that we play. I'm a Tennessee fan, as you know, because I've called him before. But when we play Ole Miss, Alabama, or Georgia, we're gonna upset one of those teams, and we're gonna finish the season with 4 losses.
Hey, let me hold on.
Carolina.
Hey, whoa. Hold on just a minute there, Tennessee fan. Let me ask you something. You calling from an 803 area code, which means that you are in the great state of South Carolina. I just have a question for you. When you came to South Carolina, were you shocked that there were people here with teeth? Because I haven't seen anybody from Tennessee with teeth yet.
How's it going, huh? That's a good one.
It's a fair question.
No, we have teeth. We have
You're in South Carolina. What do you know?
They're false teeth.
You're in South Carolina, sir. You're in South Carolina. Did you move to South Carolina? Did you move to South Carolina for better dental coverage? Is that why you're here?
I moved to South Carolina because of my job.
So they didn't have any jobs at Tennessee, so you had to come here.
Hey, but that's the point. My Tennessee Volunteers are going to be 8-4 this 9-4 after a bowl game.
Let me look, sir. We here in South Carolina, we are all about being friendly. Southern hospitality starts right here in South Carolina. So here's what I'm going to do for you, sir. Here, I'm going to help you out a little bit. All right, you don't have to be a Tennessee fan. You, sir, we will allow you to be a fan of Coastal Carolina, You can be a fan of South Carolina.
Hey,
You can be a fan of
Carolina's
Clemson.
the best team in South
They
Carolina, so I wanna
certainly
hear
are. I knew that you were going to say that, sir. That's why I gave you those 3 options. You don't have to be a fan of Tennessee now that you've left that shithole. You can be a South Carolina fan and hang out with
Tennessee's
Jackpot and
not
have
shit.
beer.
Hey, you know what's the shithole? The dude that turned down Tennessee, Tony Elliott. I'm so glad he's not our head coach because he is a terrible play caller and he's a terrible
So you
offensive coordinator. We are
don't
lucky
want
that
to
he didn't choose Tennessee.
so you don't want to be a South Carolina fan or maybe a Coastal fan. You just want to continue to support Tennessee. Okay.
Hey, when we had that dynasty in the '90s with Peyton Manning, we're gonna go right back to that. Joe Milton's
Yeah,
gonna be
dude.
that guy
When you had that dynasty in the '90s, man, I was running around on a Coast Guard ship that's been decommissioned. The Coast Guard determined that boat is too fucking old to be in the service, and they've decommissioned the boat. That's how long ago that dynasty was. But okay.
Hey, after y'all lose to Boston College, Pitt, and Wake Forest, I don't want to hear none. And maybe even South Carolina. But that's besides the point.
Well, you do
all I'm
well
saying,
up there in
all I'm saying
Como
about
this
Tennessee
weekend.
Volunteers are going to have a better record than the Gamecocks and Clemson, and we're going to beat Tennessee we're going to beat Carolina by at least 20 points.
Okay. Good luck with that, sir. Thank you for calling the program.
Because one more thing. Because I watched the Carolina offense versus Kentucky, and y'all look like a shithole Jackpot. Let me tell you, I would hate.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Our defense plays lights out, so you're not going to be able to move the ball either. So there you go. There's a stalemate. Where are you going to get 20 more points?
Hey, Kentucky moved the ball well enough.
Yeah.
Hey, and so did East Carolina. East Carolina scored 17 against y'all. Y'all ain't that good.
Don't matter. We scored 20.
And Georgia scored 4.
Look, sir, you moved here for dental coverage. We're trying to let you get on board here with a team from the state. Now, you came here, you got you some teeth. Trying to help you here, sir.
40 to Georgia, and they think
if Georgia only scores 40 against Tennessee, I'll be absolutely shocked.
Hey, we're gonna keep it close to about 3 quarters with Georgia, and then they're gonna pull away.
Oh, okay. They give you a trophy for that.
Oh my God!
We got wins, losses. What column can you put that in? Oh, we're gonna keep it close for 3 quarters. Yeah, right. Whatever.
No, we're gonna keep it closer. Hey, we're gonna beat Ole Miss, and we're gonna beat Vandy. We're gonna beat Kentucky. We're gonna beat Missouri. We're gonna beat Carolina. It's an easy schedule for us. Besides Alabama,
y'all might not win another game. I just said you'd win against Missouri because I was trying to be nice. I didn't, expect this kind of treatment. What if you lost to Vanderbilt?
What if we lost? Hey, that will never happen. That will never happen for another.
Sir, it's happened more times than not in the past 10 years. Maybe it would never happen.
What?
Absolutely could happen.
We will not lose for them for another 10 years. Y'all, on the other hand, I know y'all got to get a little winning streak against them, but I think y'all are an upset alert this year. I really do.
So you think South Carolina's going to lose to Vanderbilt? Is that what you think?
I think it's going to be a very close game.
So
I think Carolina's going to go in there all cocky and whatnot, and they're going to get a little scare out of them.
Vanderbilt's won, sir. You realize that Vanderbilt's won like 5 out of the last 9 against Tennessee, right?
Hey, that's besides the point. We're looking at now. We ain't looking at the past.
No,
if we were looking at the past, we'd be talking about y'all's championship. But y'all ain't gonna get none of those no more.
What are you drinking, sir? Are you drinking bleach this evening?
Drinking bleach.
You drinking? What are you drinking,
man.
sir? Yeah.
Hey man, I ain't drinking that.
Thanks for calling the show, sir. I'm glad you got in the state and you were able to get some dental and some dentures and all that good stuff for you. I gave you an opportunity. We weren't going to mock you. You could come in here saying you were a Gamecock or a Chanticleer or a Tiger next week. No, not so much. I got nothing, Jackpot.
Thank God.
Eric says he's not associated with this fellow Voltard. Okay. Let's go back out to the phones and welcome into the program. Good evening.
What's up, fellas?
Duh.
What is up, my friend? What do you have for the program, sir?
Dude, did that guy really say and was bragging about the dynasty that Tennessee had when Peyton Manning was there? And then he turned around at the end of the call and said, we're not talking about the past?
He said a lot of things. I think he kind of stepped on his own dick with the comments and the questions.
Yeah,
That
I
was
got
insane.
nothing.
I just have a quick question for y'all, man.
Sure.
So Rob knows I'm a big LSU fan, and Rob also knows I've been railing on LSU here lately. And I've been told by my fellow fans I am not a true LSU fan because I am cutting them down. So,
well, respectfully, sir, I've learned that a lot of LSU fans, not who I'm talking to now, are soft as butter. I mean, you can't say shit to them, and all they want to do is Joe Burrow. It's like, holy shit, dude. You got some problems right now. Well, fuck you. It's 2019 all over again. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man.
It's horrible. So, can you be considered a true fan if you bash on your own team and get pissed off because they're not doing what they need to be doing? Or does that make you a fake fan? Because I'm confused.
Well, go ahead, Jackpot.
I mean, I do that all the time, and I think I'm a pretty loyal fan. In fact, I do it weekly. Yeah. So, I mean, like when we were pissing away a golden opportunity to win a game against Kentucky Saturday night, I mean, I really wasn't thinking about Steve Spurrier and winning 11 games in a season 3 years in a row. So,
this is what Jackpot said about his own team. I've got it right here. Listen.
I ain't got nothing else to say. I done run out of jokes. We are the joke. We suck. We lost to the Citadel for the second time in 25 fucking years.
Yeah. These are things Jackpot has said himself. So he has no problem railing his own team.
That's why I want to ask Jackpot because he has experience in this.
Oh shit. That's not fair, Andre.
That's what you do. I mean, when you want advice on something, you go to a pro.
Well, no, but I mean, I think if you rip your own team, it means you give a shit.
Well, apparently, some people, if you rip your own team, you are not a true fan. To me, you're not a true fan if you look at what's on the field and say, you know what, it's all good, it's fine. It looks like shit, but hey, we're barely beating teams like Mississippi State. Oh, it's all good.
All right. Well, there you go, Andre. Hey, man.
That last year.
Thank you, Andre.
All right. Roll Tide off a cliff.
Oh, goodness. 803-470-2905. Dr. Berto says real fans know when to criticize their team.
Yeah. Hey, am I right, though? At least they beat Mississippi State this year. I mean,
exactly. They 600 yards in the air. That's a good point.
They went up and put a giant-sized boot up their ass first game of the year last year.
Yeah.
Apparently, what we're trying to teach them on offense apparently isn't as important as their fat little girlfriends.
Megan wants me to buy a shirt with sleeves. Okay, Megan. Hilarious. Let's see here. And welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. Good evening. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on?
Yes, sir. Just wanted to ask a question.
Sure. What's your question?
Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech is going to upset Pitt.
Who is Georgia Tech playing this weekend?
Pitt.
They didn't. But we determined, or Jackpot determined, that UTEP and Old Dominion was a better game to have on the schedule than Georgia Tech's game.
He didn't ask you that. He didn't ask you how that compares to UTEP and Old Dominion. He asked you if you thought they would pull up that.
Yeah, they might. Who knows at this point? They might. I haven't evaluated that game because
Jackpot, do you think Georgia Tech right now is a better team than South Carolina?
No.
Okay. All right. At least I know that's an honest answer. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Thank you for calling the program.
That was very odd. No, I think Georgia Tech stands a good chance of beating Pitt. I mean, they had a pretty impressive showing last week against UNC, which, I mean, I think UNC is kind of a fraud. I think been exposed for being a little bit fraudulent. But that's 2 weeks in a row that they had a decent showing against some of the teams that were favored to win the ACC, Clemson, and they knock off UNC. This is a revenge matchup with them and Pitt. You remember last year, Jeff Collins and Pat Narduzzi. He has no love lost for him. You remember the no handshake at midfield game there. So yeah, I like Georgia Tech to win that game in Hotlanta.
Caller, welcome into the program.
Hit it, Rob.
You're the only caller that has his own theme music. I do play the General Lee soundbite for all the Tennessee fans. I play that song and fucking 800,000 people in Tennessee get hard-ons.
But for the record, when we go back to the off season, I would like to queue up some Blondie just for me.
I will do that, yes, sir. I'm not going to play Blondie anymore this season because until Georgia, if they screw it up, then we'll start playing Blondie again. But until you guys have a legitimate shot with a good team, and I have to be respectful because you beat the fuck out of my team, and you've beaten the fuck out of everybody else. The only thing stopping you from winning a national title is that idiot coach you've got. So I'm going to be respectful. I will not play Blondie until you guys until you fuck it up again, and we'll retire Blondie if you win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, that idiot coach who recruited all those good players and currently has us sitting number 2 in the nation. That guy.
Yeah. Stetson Bennett leads your team in touchdown passes. Go fuck yourself.
Stetson Bennett has twice the stats that your quarterback does, sir.
He certainly does. And I can pull clips of you calling him a 4-foot midget and a 4-string quarterback. Do you want to go there?
Obviously,
no, you don't. What would you like?
There.
What would you like to talk about that's valid this evening, sir?
Well, I heard you kind of poking Jackpot about wishing that they were Arkansas and thinking, why can't we do that? And I'm thinking, and if you're Clemson, you're doing the same thing with Wake Forest. Why can't we be Wake Forest? That's a hell of a bar you got set for you.
Oh, that's a reach, but go ahead.
Well, they're undefeated in the ACC, so
get the fuck out
really
of here
not
with
much
all
of
that.
a reach there.
Clemson's won 6 straight ACC titles, but go ahead. God, come on, man! I expect better. I expect better from you. Well, I mean, I expected you to come at me with, you realize the Stetson Bennett line of Stetson Bennett, our 4-foot midget, has more touchdown passes than Uiagalelei. That would have been some good talk there. But to come at me with Wake Forest, you're setting the bar low for yourself. Did you get enough iron today? Did you get your Metamucil? What's going on, man?
You can't tell me you don't look at it though and say, "Where we used to be."
Hey, and you also poked at Georgia, kind of thinking that and you even called me out by name, which is really sweet of you, Rob. Thinking that, hey, when are we going to screw up? When is that one game we're going to screw up? And
don't you have that dread feeling? Don't you have that dread feeling? You've been a Georgia fan a while. You've said it on here.
Yes,
just when are we going to fuck it up? When's it going to happen?
Sure, but at least I guess if you're Clemson, at least you already know. I mean, at least now you can relax.
Well, that's true, man. Yeah. Normally our season isn't over by the 1st of October like Georgia's is.
Yeah. Hey, you guys don't have a clue about local radio here in Gainesville, but and I just want to speak to Jackpot's point he's made a few times about Gator fans. Guys, there have been a few callers lately just trashing the entire rest of the SEC. One of them was talking about how uncultured all the rednecks are around the SEC and how they were better than that. And I'm thinking, if Florida doesn't understand why the entire rest of the SEC hates them, these couple of calls, and I realize you guys aren't in on it, but if you're in Kentucky or if you're at LSU or if you're at Ole Miss and you don't know what true Gator fans are, they are entirely different than the rest of the SEC, and they are as pompous and as arrogant and as bigoted as any fan base you'll ever see in your life. At least if you're – go ahead.
No, I was going to say on my afternoon show, we had 2 Florida callers yesterday call up and say, "Oh, well, we're beating Georgia," and all I asked them was, "Tell me how you're going to score on that Georgia defense." That's all I ask, and all they can tell me is, "Oh, we're just beating Georgia." we're just beating Georgia. It's not an out of the realm question to ask how you're going to score on the Georgia defense when I think that's fair. I mean, am I badgering them too much with that, or do they just not understand, Megan?
Yeah, and there wasn't a single straight answer, like you said.
No, the one guy said we're just going to score one more point than Georgia. Woo! Yeah. We're gonna put more points on the board. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, and that was George. Which, by the way, if you want to hear what the typical Florida fan sounds like, the guy sounds like a robot with a Massachusetts accent. I mean, it's just typical of a bunch of transplants who didn't grow up loving this team like the rest of the SEC did with their teams. You know, and then they move here with an attitude. Just they're instantly superior than everyone else down here. There's no other fan base. They're so different. Jackpot, I would pray. I would have taken a loss to South Carolina if it meant South Carolina would beat Florida this year. I actually root for Florida to lose harder than I do Georgia to win. Is that bad of me?
No, I mean I've can't say that I haven't been in the same boat with a different group of teams before either.
There's another clip that's going to make a reappearance on this show. My God, why would you say that? Holy shit.
Wesley Abrams, thank you for the super chat, sir. Says Clemson will lose at least one more. Book it. Don't go out on a limb too far there.
Megan, thanks for calling the show, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, see you, Rob.
All right, there you go. Yeah, that's going real spot on right there, man. Holy shit. That's some funny shit right there.
Did you happen to watch my video I did about the 5 games that I can see as potential money line upsets this week?
I have not. I've got them in my queue to watch, Jackpot. I've been like my Jackpot videos. I like to watch all of them together, so I get like 4 or 5 of them in a row and then watch them. But I watched AEW Dark last night because one of my friends actually wrestled on the program, so I was like, watched the whole AEW Dark on YouTube last night. That was going to be the night I was going to watch my Jackpot videos. So got to get those in the mix.
Yeah, well, I got some upsets on there that I think are possibilities, and one of them involves Wake Forest. So you should get your take on that after you watch that.
If we're talking, okay, so they're just games for Clemson. Is that what you're saying?
No. For this week.
Oh, okay. Well, it's interesting with Wake Forest because they run such a unique offense. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, final call for calls this evening, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Blake wants another scratch-off session.
Tickets tonight. I hadn't done any on camera in a long time. You know what? I actually have one in the queue that I can upload. It's about 2 months old with some Virginia scratch-off tickets. A little session of those. If they would like to see it, I can certainly upload it.
I have to admit, when you put your scratch-off videos on, like the first one I watched, I was watching in passing, and I'm like, oh, let's see what happens here. Is he going to win it? Then all of a sudden, it's like I watch all of your scratch-off videos. It's insane. I don't know why it's so entertaining to me to watch Jackpot do scratch-off videos, but it's really funny.
All right, HG3 analyst says, do you think Louisiana Tech will upset NC State? No, but I would like to take them on to cover because I think NC State might come out flat.
They might. Let's see here.
Tucson 93 says South Carolina will lose to Tennessee next week. We playing golf or what? Because we're not losing to them in football.
Welcome into the program. Good evening. Yeah, I'd like to make a quick comment, and I'll hang up, listen to your response.
Sure.
I think Florida is going to fall apart like my first marriage up there in Kroger's aisle 7. I think it's going to be a shout match, and Kentucky's going to win by 6. Thank you.
All right. Well, maybe that's a good way to end the show, Jackpot. Guys talking about Florida ended up like a marriage. Holy shit.
Not sure about that.
Yeah. Brent saying it's about the Braves. Did the Braves win tonight? They were playing Philly.
They were ahead.
I don't know. let me see here. Before we get out of here, we'll see if it's going to be a good evening for the Braves. As if they win tonight, then they were that put the magic number at 1, and fuck Philadelphia.
Wow.
Yeah, all right, let's get this one. Oh, this is, come on, phone, answer. All right, yeah, welcome into the show. Good evening.
Hey, John from North Carolina. I was wanting to ask Jackpot what he thought about Doty maybe incorporating more of the option run game with him. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
All right, there you go.
I don't know. I mean, whatever Satterfield and them can dial up for them to get out of this funk. I mean, and whatever they can, it's also got to go hand in hand. It's got to be something simple for this offensive line, some kind of simple scheme for them to block, because obviously they can't. It's like, I don't know. It's like the offense that Satterfield has implemented down there with them. Is something that's the blocking schemes are a little bit more difficult in it, maybe, and that's why we're having some problems. It's weird. It pains me to say this, but I kind of wish Mike Bobo had stayed around because it seemed like last year with what they were doing offensively, it just seemed like it was a more simple system, and even though it didn't really reflect in the win-loss column, that offense looked a whole lot better last year. And I think you would agree that our offense wasn't our problem last year. It was the defensive side of the football that's a problem last year. So we could have had a marriage of that offense with this defense. We might be at least 3-1 right now, and maybe have had a good showing against Georgia. So yeah, but I'd like to see Doty spread the field out a little bit and force Troy to be honest defensively and expose them for what they are, which is a shitty football team, by the way.
Well, let me give you this. I went to Shane Beamer's press conference this week, and he talked about. They asked him about Doty and said, he gave off the vibe that maybe Doty's not quite at 100%. He did say Doty's tough as nails. They asked him if he could do everything with his foot, and he said maybe not. So, maybe the idea of running that option like he talked about just isn't quite there with Doty with his foot. I mean, that's just going by what Beamer said. I don't know. But if his foot gets right and then they can work some of that in, that might help them out later on. Who knows?
Yeah, because he took off running with the ball a couple of times Saturday night. I mean, it didn't exactly look great. Didn't look great.
Do you want to read Wes's super chat there, Jackpot? Apparently he wants a date.
Says, I'll kiss the @ if y'all beat Tennessee. Okay, well, I guess you better get ready to join the Kiss My Ass Club, my friend.
I was about to say, we're not going to hold him to that, but fuck, all right. You can join.
I wouldn't be that damn confident in it. Like I say, it's not like it's 1998 and we're running that team out there again. Yeah, I mean, because I think Tennessee will win because it's at Tennessee. I mean, is that really a home field advantage anymore?
I mean, yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Come on,
they got.
Come on.
All right, didn't Georgia State go in there again? Like last year?
Yeah, so Pitt went in there and won. Ole Miss
went in there and won, and then lost to Western Michigan. So fuck
Kentucky
off.
Went in there and won. Fucked them, tore them up.
Yeah. Hold on. I had the other stat here on Tennessee that let's see here. What, 3 years ago? 3 years ago, Vandy went in there and won. They won in there 5 years ago. I mean, Vanderbilt's winning up in there. I mean, you're not that fucking special. Just stop it. All right. Well, we'll have folks that have not made your picks. They're up, and I want to get this out there quickly. All of the information for the Pick'em Challenge is on robandkaleshow.com. You can go and I generally have the picks up by Monday evening. I forgot to post them to Facebook. My fault this week. But everything is always up on robandkaleshow.com, including the standings. All of that is up right there, robandkaleshow.com. So if you have a question, go there first. And then, of course, you can message us after that But everything's up at robandkaleshow.com. Sorry, I forgot to put
7-2 final Atlanta over the Phillies tonight.
Magic Numbers at 1. Look, Aaron says Rob's deflecting from his own crappy team. My team is the shits, sir. The drizzling shits.
They shut down both legs Saturday night.
Dude, my team is the drizzling shits right now. And until they get their shit together, we can talk about them being a shithole. Okay? They're not as bad as Tennessee, though.
Scott Price says South Carolina has no offense. Tennessee wins 38-16. Okay, we're giving up 2 less points to Tennessee than we did to fucking Georgia. That's fucking comical.
That
really is. I mean, you have to be a special type to decide something dumb.
Tennessee game's next week, right, Jackpot? That's the game next week, isn't that?
We gotta put our hazmat suits on next week. Yes.
I've got special stuff we're gonna play next week, Tennessee fans, because y'all have been silly. So stick around for that. Come Sunday night, the hell week starts with Tennessee. Fuck Tennessee.
It's McDonald's time.
Yeah, we're gonna have Jackpot may dress up
as beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
All right, guys, appreciate y'all listening.